Okie dokie. Artichoke. What up, Nimmy? I don't know if you can hear me, my brother. What up, Nimmy? I don't know if you can hear me, my brother. Uh, what up, Nimmy? I don't know if you can hear me, my brother. Okay, it look like the audio coming through, but I gotta do something here. Go ahead, and close this bad boy. Yes, sir. All right, so it look like the stream doing all right. I think. Trying to see what it look like on Instagram. Like, it's strange that you can't see your own stream. It's so weird. Oh, there we go. All right, cool. There we go. Now we cooking with grease. All right, let me put my headphones on. So what I'm doing, I'm just going through, man, reviewing the play. You know what I'm saying? Reviewing the play. I was kind of going back and kind of thinking about how I mixed this song by Christiana. I thought it came out pretty good, pretty damn amazing, honestly. So just going back and reviewing like what I did, and you know, figured some of y'all might want to join with me. You know what I mean? So I'm just on here reviewing what was done. A lot of it, as you can see, is like a lot of it. Honestly, there wasn't a lot done track wise, but bus wise, and maybe a couple tracks here and there. A lot of it was it had to do with the recording process, honestly. So, you know what I'm saying? I think it came out pretty good. So what I tracked through was vintage a vintage what that thing was, man? A vintage U67. And which was dope because it's a classic mic, and it was pretty much, I think it was used by the likes of Jimi Hendrix at some point. Very, very interesting microphone selection. So I picked that mic, and I think that's kind of, I kind of want to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? So uh I think part of the reason that I didn't have to do too much is because the hardware, the recording chain selection. You know what I'm saying? It was a big part of the process, right? So, and I say all that to say this: if you can pick the right mic and the right compressor and the right EQ, the right preamp, and all that, all such and such, during the recording process, it makes the mixing process that much easier. So even so, if you're recording at the house, you know what I'm saying. If you're recording at the house or anywhere rather, you absolutely are 100% confident in what sounds good on your vocal, tell the engineer, or if you're doing it by yourself, pick out the right stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm looking at this. My CPU is crazy though. I got a lot of stuff going, but that's what's wild. What's wild is it's really not that much. I wonder why my CPU up like that. I don't even know. What is that? What's going on here? It's gotta be something. It might be a. It might be a event effects that I didn't turn on or off. Let's see. Let me render. Let me just make sure I go through and render whatever was on each of these tracks. Cause that latency is wild. I never seen it like that before, and I have no idea why it's like that right now. Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. Maybe it's something I picked. Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you why. It might just be I gotta do something with these plugins. I know for sure this one might be oversampling. One of these, I think this. Oh yeah, I'm oversampling on all these EQs. That's for sure. I don't think I can control the oversampling on that one. This is probably oversampling 2 times. Now see, that's not too bad though. This is probably oversampling. Yeah. Oh, I probably got a little latency, or not a little latency, linear phase going on somewhere too. Yeah, I probably got some linear phase going on. What's wild is that the where is that thing? This compressor is this massive. That bad boy, it's only at oversampling times 2, so I don't know why it's affecting my CPU like that. I guess it don't really matter, to be honest. Yeah, I think this is linear phase. Whatever, I don't care. But anyway, back to the point. What's up? Oh, okay. I see SAQ is on the YouTube. Oh, I think I gotta update one of these. That might be it too. Yeah, look at that. I gotta update this right here. Anyway, I said all that to say this. So for Christiana's vocal, I picked, I called ahead to the studio and I said, yo, bro, I need a tube mic. You got any tube mics? He had the U67. I said, that's perfect. Because the U67 is tube, so it has that tube warmth, but it has a character of like an 87, which is a little bit more top end, like a little bit brighter, a little bit more defined, a little bit more clear than like the TLM49 or something like that. And so we went through, and to kind of supplement that, right, we went through a Neve 1073, or actual true Neve 1073 vintage, and then we went through a 76 blackface. These are all like actual Uris and vintage stuff, right? So went through a Uri 76, and we also went through a LA 3A. So the 3A, I believe, actually helped with some of that, that crispy vocal texture, also that some of that clarity. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna show you guys what her vocals sound like without any of that on. And let's see what we can hear. Let's go to the actual verses, the verse we recorded. Well, let's hear the whole song. Ooh, headphones going crazy. Thinking that I want you back. Ooh, something's going. I don't think I intended for that to be that loud. Something might be messed up with the plugins. Thinking that I want you back, and too bad, cause I think you lost a baddie. Thinking better, maybe lost the best thing that boy ever had. And too bad, cause that nigga does it better. And it's strange how things switched up from now on. Yeah, chucking them deuces up, about to let loose on ya.
deeper than your words. Yeah. And you know what I deserve. But now you wanna act tough on me. Thinking about it, baby, cause you're thinking that I want you back. And too bad, cause I think you lost a baddie. Thinking about it, maybe lost the best thing that boy ever had. And too bad, cause that nigga does it bad. Thinking about it,
I'm going crazy at some point in the mix. And it's not supposed to sound like that. Let me just back off some of this stuff.
thinking that I want you back. And too bad, cause I think you lost a baddie. Thinking about it, maybe lost the best thing that boy ever had. And too bad, cause that nigga does it better than you. Strange how things switched up from now on. Yeah. Chucking them deuces up, I'm about to let loose on ya. There's stuff I'd like to know, but I gotta go. And I already told you, you do things that cut deeper than your words. Yeah. And you know what I deserve. But now you wanna act tough on me. Thinking about it, baby, cause you're thinking that I want you back. And too bad, cause I think you lost a baddie. Thinking about it, maybe lost the best thing that boy ever had. And too bad, cause that nigga does it bad. Thinking about it, baby, cause I'm thinking that I want you back. And too bad, cause I think you lost a baddie. Thinking about it, maybe lost the best thing that boy ever had. And too bad, cause that nigga does it better than you. Yeah.
I might have had that ambient compressor off, so let's just leave that off for now. Because that shit's going crazy. Anyway. Yeah, I might have to pick that opal up, man. I'm not gonna cap. But yeah, so going through that hardware really kind of helped, and I didn't have to do too much. So let's hear the first verse.
I give up on love from now on. Yeah, I'm the only one. I'm the only one. Me and my crew gon' run. We gon' get some. We dance with wolves, get money.
We have some work on the vocal bus. It really and this is all the vocals. We're not even talking about just like individual joints, right? So only very few of the actual key vocals got effects on them or plugins on them. So let's hear everything without the plugins going.
Thinking that I want you back, and too bad, cause I think you lost.
And like without the the processing, the vocals sounded good. So this is a true audio you're gonna hear regarding the U67 and the 1073 into the 76 black Yuri 76 and vintage like an original CLA 3A.
Oh, I give up. Yeah. Oh, I give up on love from now on. Yeah. I'm the only one. I'm the only one. Me and my crew gon' run. We gon' get some. We dance with wolves.
So this might be that should have been a crossfade.
Get some, we dance with wolves, get money. Me, I might chew you up. You bout to learn. Don't chase dragons, dummy. If she's like the wind.
You can hear like her upper harmonics are very nice and smooth. She's already kind of got she's got that real, like most of her tone is in the lower octaves around like 400 and 500, and then like the rest of her voice is top end airy, like naturally airy, kind of like a Brandy vibe or a Khalees. I kind of compare her to Khalees sometimes as far as vocal texture, because that's kind of what she gives. So if you look at a EQ, I had to do a little bit of what did I just undo? Um, let's not do none of that. I had to kind of control some of that upper harmonics because she's got that, you know, that a lot of power here, and most of her energy is down here too. So
it's some we dance with wolves, get money. Me, I might chew you up. You bout to learn. Don't chase dragons, dummy. Yeah, she's like the wind. That boy's a bird.
as you can see, I didn't do any real boosting here. There was no boosting here. Let's check her actual lead track. Yeah, there's nothing on the lead. I didn't even put anything on the lead except like the actual plug, nothing. It just, except sends to like reverbs or whatever. But for the most part, man, she already had a natural tone that worked with that mic. The mic didn't make it overly harsh. I just had to do a little bit of tone shifting, tone shaping to kind of make it work within the mix, which was, you know, dropping this by like 3 dB, maybe boosting a little bit. This might even be an error. I don't even know, honestly. But and even that, I think this dynamic EQ was put here simply to control when all the vocals are in the mix, because this is on the vocal bus.
It's some we dance with wolves, get money.
So let's hear let's take a look at how I treated the effects, right? So to make her sound a bit bigger, you know, I hit her with the stereo delta. This plugin is fire from Matthew Lane. It's kind of like it's the baby brother to the Dr. MS, and it does a bunch of things under the hood. It spreads the vocal out and kind of puts a delay on the vocal, kind of give you that big image, and it does a little something else where you can actually use it as a send and blend it in. And it does, like, for me, it does like a parallel signal processing thing, not necessarily compression, but it changes it in a way where you can blend it in and it doesn't cause phase issues with the original signal.
It's some we dance with wolves, get money. Me, I might chew you up.
As a matter of fact, let me I see, because I changed some things. I gotta turn them all back on somehow. There we go.
It's some we dance with wolves, get money. Me, I might. It's some we dance with. Don't chase dragons, dummy. Yeah, she's like the wind. That boy's a bird. Fight or flight, I know.
Some of this automation is definitely needs to be worked on. I mean, I think this was done on Studio One 6 point whatever, so I think some of the stuff got changed. Oh no, yeah, my automation. Anyway, yeah, man, Dr. Stereo Delta is definitely really good. It definitely adds that extra little something in the stereo field. So when you check in mono, the vote, if you leave it on the send, you check and it doesn't affect the middle, but it expands the vocal to the sides for sure. I think some of these need to be kind of backed off, but ignore all that because this mix is old on a old probably like an old version of Studio One, and I think some of this stuff got changed. Matter of fact, let me close it and I'm gonna reopen it. Reopen it real quick for y'all. I think when I hit the off button for all the plugins and then like did a control on, it just turned everything on and ignored the automation. Let's just try this again. Yeah, because I had automation and certain sends were off. Yeah. That's why. Okay. All right. So Let's just mute. And I did a bad job color coordinating this because I was on travel. I was on travel. What is this? I don't even know what was sent to this. Oh, see, this is a mistake. Yeah, okay. I think that was a mistake to get the drums louder. But anyway, it might have worked at the time. Well, this was I recorded her at where was this, man? 4th Street Recording in Santa Monica, California. This was when I went to NAMM. Made a stop out there to see her. Love her to death, man. We actually haven't talked in a little while. I hope she's doing okay, by the way, if she sees this stream. But we recorded her on a U67 vintage one, and we recorded her through a vintage Neve 1073 preamp, not with the EQ, just the pre, into a Yuri 1176 blackface, and I'm not sure if that was a Vision D or whatever, but one of the more not so hyped sounding ones, kind of more mellow sounding one, and then into a an LA3A. Here's what she sounded. Here's what she sounds like without without the plugins. Actually, let me just solo her vocal. Turn off the all the extra stuff. Make sure all this other stuff's off. Yeah, I think something happened with the plugins, man. It's like making everything like super loud. I forgot to turn this off. I think after these updates, it might have changed some of my settings or whatever it remembers.
I'm the only one. Me and my crew gon' run, we gon' get some. We dance with wolves, get money. Me, I might chew you up. You back.
My bad. I thought you said what Mac I'm using? I'm using a M1 16-inch MacBook Pro. I thought you said mic. My bad.
I'm the only one. Me.
So let's see what I did, man. Let's see what I did to kind of sauce her up a little bit. So for the lead, and I think I used these same sends on most of the vocals because I didn't have to do too much. Everything was kind of like parallel processing for these vocals.
I'm the only one. Me and my crew gon' run, we gon' get some.
Man, let me tell you, man, I love this Tai Chi reverb for sure. This is one of the best reverbs that I have, and the most, I wouldn't say easiest to use, but this is one where I've gotten the fastest results, like fastest good results. Like I don't have to do too much. And that has something to do with this whole tone shaping reverb time multiplier. So basically what this does is instead of EQing the reverb initially, what this is doing is this band of frequencies, you can multiply how long it takes for the tail or the decay to happen in reference or in relation to the actual reverb time. So let's say I got it set to 2. Let's do an even number, right? Band 1 set or anything set at 1 times will go exactly 2 seconds, okay? Or based off of whatever other settings. But let's say it's a true like decay. And so what I did was I didn't want the low end to ring out so much. I wanted it there, but I didn't want it to last so long. So what I did was I just said, hey, bring this back 0.9 times of this. So 0.9 of 1.8 seconds is what? I don't even know. I didn't do the math. But what it's going to do is reduce the amount of time these frequencies reverberate. Same here. And then here I boosted where I kind of wanted a little bit of shimmer or a little bit of top end on the reverb, and so I increased that by 0.24, and boom, that is basically what it's doing is kind of modifying the decay time per frequency and whatever frequency range you select, which is kind of dope. And that's even before EQing. Then I go into EQing and all that stuff, and then I have the perfect reverb very quickly. You get a dynamic section, which is good for knocking back the reverb when you don't want it in front of the vocals. It works out very well, man. Very well.
I'm the only one. Me and my crew gon' run, we gon' get some. We dance with wolves, getting money. Me, I might chew you up.
And then again, stereo delta. Dang, these things keep going over here. Stereo delta to spread out the vocal.
I'm the only one. Me and my crew gon' run, we gon' get some. We dance with wolves, getting.
So not only does it spread out the vocal a little bit, it's very subtle, but it actually increases the volume too. So there you go. You don't have to do too much crazy volume adjustment on the actual track.
I'm the only one. Me and my crew gon' run, we gon' get some. We dance with wolves, getting money. Me.
And I should have named this, but this is the reverb. I have the stereo delta going feeding into this reverb as well.
I'm the only one. Me and my crew gon' run, we gon' get some. We dance.
A little bit of EQ on the master, all vocals, the bus.
I'm the only one. Me and my crew gon' run, we gon' get some. We dance with wolves, getting money. Me, I might chew you up. You bout to learn, don't chase dragons.
But you can see I needed to knock that back because she's very strong right up there in the airiness. And oh yeah, I have that thing on linear phase. So like, let's say let's solo this so you can hear what I had to knock back.
I'm the only one. Me and my crew gon' run, we gon' get.
So one thing you'll find out about lady vocals is between 1K and 3K, and in this case 4K, they're very powerful, and so you might have to knock that back. And although this looks drastic, it's only 3 dB I knocked it back. This is in the grand scheme of things, it's really not that crazy of a cut.
I'm the only one. Me and my crew gon' run, we
got my favorite de-esser. At the time, this was the de-esser that was out before M de-esser. T de-esser came out or was out, just de-essing that vocal.
I'm the only one. Me and my crew gon' run, we gon' get some. We dance with wolves, getting money. Me, I might chew you up. You
added a saturator.
I'm the only one. Me and my crew gon' run, we gon' get some. We dance with wolves, getting money.
Just to kind of add that extra little bit of kick to the vocal. And another EQ. I think I brought 1K back. Not sure why, but I guess it just worked.
I'm the only one. Me and my crew gon' run, we gon' get some. We dance with wolves, getting money. Me, I might chew you up. You bout.
Yeah, I guess it was just something to kind of help control it. And honestly, this is kind of crazy because I don't use a lot of plugins, but I'm pretty minimalistic, but I use a lot of dynamic things going on. And I think this multi-band, the multi-band compressor from Presonus this looks like I was doing tone shaping and control.
I'm the only one. Me and my crew gon' run, we gon' get some. We dance with wolves, getting money. Me, I might chew you up. You bout to learn, don't you?
Yeah, that definitely brought the vocals forward. and looks like I did some control, like a lot of like I increased the ratio on these, so it's looking like it's looking like I did a lot of like when I got to this plugin, this pretty much controlled the entire vocal performance from the lead to the backgrounds to the hook performance. And then using this SPL transient shaper, I think what I use this for is just kind of, oh yeah, let me get that, bro. Um, um, it just brought back some of the punching, the performance, the punchiness of the performance.
I'm the only one. Me and my crew run. We gon' get some. We dance with wolves, get money. Me, I might chew you up. You bout to learn. Don't chase dragons, dummy. Yeah, she's like.
I think I could have went without the linear phase here. It was like just a. I think at this point I was just using all the CPU. I don't. I guess I copied the plugin. Didn't even realize it. I don't. You don't need linear phase on all your EQs. Maybe your first one when you're doing your cuts to kind of avoid, uh, the initial phase shift when you're doing those major cuts. But other than that, I don't think you really need it.
I'm the only one. Me and my crew gon' run.
So on the backgrounds, I think there was more to these now that I'm listening. I probably did some pre-processing on them, like maybe a low cut and then just rendered them to kind of save CPU. But on the dub, we recorded it mono, but I turned the channel to stereo, and I think I put the M double tracker on there, and that's what gave me my doubler sound on the vocal behind the lead. Go ahead and play that.
I give up on love from now on. I'm the only one.
Yeah, just to kind of spread it out a little bit, and then underneath the lead, it gives you that kind of that fat, that supporting vocal.
I give up on love from now on. Yeah, I'm the only one. I'm the only one. Me and my crew gon' run. We gon' get some. We dance with wolves, get money. Me, I might chew you up. You bout to learn. Don't chase dragons, dummy. It's
So it's something that you're probably not gonna see, but there was a little melodyne in there to kind of shape the performance of the vocal, kind of tighten those notes up. Nothing major. She performed it very well. Um, Again, this was a very minimalistic approach to this mix because everything was recorded well. So yeah, just make sure your stuff's recorded well, and you'll get easier results when mixing. All right, so moving on down, I have, what is this? I don't even know what this is.
yeah.
Oh, this is my parallel. This is my parallel compressor for the vocals. What you're gonna hear is the parallel compression. So I think I did a little bit more than I normally would. I'll normally just slap the 77 on there and leave it at that. But I think it needed a little bit more work. And what I did here was I ensured that it. Interesting. Wait a minute. Yeah. This is right. Uh, I just made sure that it was a. I'm kind of confused. Why don't this track have any audio on it? It don't have no audio. I don't know why I don't have no audio. Maybe it was the idea that I had and I just didn't do it. Let's go ahead and disable that. Let's go ahead and disable that. We don't need that. That's extra CPU. On the hook, I got another Tai Chi. This one's a little different. You can see the change here. A little bit longer reverb, a little bit more dramatic reverb. Sorry for those on Instagram. I'll pull it to the middle. But yeah, a little bit more dramatic reverb going on here. And here's my vocal parallel compressor that I use most frequently. This is the Neode U17. I got the input going all the way in. I got the torque going all the way up. The attack is pretty slow. Probably should have made it faster. The release is slow. I think I might have used that to kind of allow some of her the transient parts of her performance come out, so it doesn't sound like she's getting sucked in, getting tamed too much. I brightened it up. This section right here is pretty much a tone shaping or a tilt shift EQ. And I basically just selected this frequency, boosted it, and I don't know if this is 6 or 7 dB or 8 dB, but I just boosted it, brightened that up, and that added that extra little bit of top end and forwardness to the vocal. So let's take a listen. Oh, I might need to unsolo the vocal, maybe.
I give up on love from now on, yeah. I'm the only one. I'm the only one. Me and my crew gon' run. We gon' get some. We dance with wolves.
I see why my automation's triggering everything. I didn't turn automation off, but anyway, that's why we keep hearing the stuff come back in and out. But it's very very subtle, but you can hear that it brings the stuff forward. And so I think if I mute these, you'll be able to hear that. Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't think I got this mix set up for that because I had to do this. I used the same laptop to record and mix this song. All this was done in the same session. So I think the setup is just a little bit different than what for display purposes. All right, 1/4 delay, that's standard. This compressor here is just a side chain to all the vocals so that when the vocals come in, the delay goes away or gets reduced. This is a plate reverb and EQ. So I chose the chrome plate. And it was kind of the only plate that kind of worked at the time, but I needed to kind of move it out of the way for the lead. So this EQ is how I EQ'd that there. Very simple stuff, man. So let's just take a listen to the vocals by themselves. Let me turn off this bus processor actually and all this stuff.
Stuck on. I give up on love from now on, yeah. I'm the only one. I'm the only one. Me and my crew gon' run. We gon' get some. We dance with wolves, get money. Me, I might chew you up. You bout to learn. Don't chase dragons, dummy. Yeah, she's like the.
So this lustrous plate was our main verb. I had a hook verb and another reverb, and all these kind of work together to create a space and a vibe, right? And that's how that goes. So let's listen to that in context with the rest of the mix. Yeah, let's listen to that in context with the rest of the mix.
I give up on love from now on, yeah. I'm the only one. I'm the only one. Me and my crew gon' run. We gon' get some. We dance with wolves, get money. Me, I might chew you up. You bout to learn. Don't chase dragons, dummy. Yeah, she's like the wind. That boy's a bird. Fight or flight, I know you heard. But now you wanna act tough on me. Thinking about it, baby, cause you're thinking that I want you back. And too bad, cause I think you lost a daddy.
So super dope song, man. Super dope song. She really delivered the performance on that one. Probably my favorite female singer that I've worked with in a long time. And the vocals were very simple. That's it. Everything kind of just went together. Maybe some automation for the reverbs, delays, and ad libs. As you can see, there's more stuff on the sends than there are on the actual tracks. So um, let's go to the drums and the instrumentation. Um, as you all may already know, right, hip hop and R&B typically don't have a lot of live stuff. So all the sounds are pretty much already like curated, and they're already pre-mixed for the most part. So the producer Grand Keys, shout out to Grand Keys. His Instagram is Misery Loves Keys, and shout out to Christiana. Hers is XRSTIANA. Y'all go check. Y'all go make sure y'all follow her, man. But they're already pre-mixed. There's not much I need to do except enhance, right? So the drums I did a little some. Let's see what I did on the drums. Not too much, maybe a little bit of level change. You don't got Deverb. This isn't Pro Tools. This is Studio One, my brother. Um maybe a little bit of level adjustment. Some phase. I did this phase change or phase reversal, phase shift, whatever, so that the this particular instrument stood out from the rest of them. And phase changing the phase of an instrument may be an answer other than trying to make it, trying to do all this other fancy stuff. Sometimes just changing the phase, flipping the phase rather, or changing the polarity, whatever you want to call it, um, will have it stand out if it's, especially if it's something living in the same frequency range or the same tonal characteristics or similar tonal characteristics to another instrument. So I did this one to kind of make that stand out from the rest of the instrument percussion. And so what I did here was I pretty much just clipped the drums, and this is using Kazrog's K clip. And why did I only use K clip? Because it solved more than one problem. Okay, and I'll tell you what it was. I know, right? What's up? Yeah, man. I know, right, bro? Yo, it's crazy, bro. I think it's because I took a nap in the middle of the day and I'm just up, and I got like a lot of stuff on my mind. I'm trying to find investors. I'm trying to book more clients. Trying to plan for this next week because I'm off from my day job next week. So I am really focused on being at the studio a good, a solid 10, 15 hours, and trying to get as many clientele as I can in there. So last minute bookings are going to be open. Last minute meaning at least an hour in advance. You know what I'm saying? So uh, just trying to get that kind of locked in. And I just figure I go on live while I'm at the house and talk about music stuff. But Kazrog K Clip. So this is why K Clip is still the king of clippers for me, right? So it did a couple things. One, I was able to clip the drums. Two, I was able to kind of mess with the character of the drums a little bit, how crispy they were. And three, because it's a multi-band clipper, I'm able to kind of do a tone shape or kind of a, if you will, like an EQ of the drum section for me. So what I did was I pretty much left the low end alone and then put a little bit of a boost into the clipping on the upper mids and then the top end, so I can get that crispy tone. So I can, and a cool thing is you can solo or bypass any of these bands here. I got that driven low end. Let's hear what this low mid to mid is. you go. Drums in the middle, getting a little bit of crunchiness. Upper mids to high, like low or I don't know. I don't know how to. These are like some. These are already kind of preset. So I wouldn't call this upper mids to high, but I guess you could. So from 1,000 to 10,000 hertz. And I boosted that because I wanted that snare drum to kind of stick out. And then I changed the character of clipping on the high end to crisp because I wanted those hi-hats to kind of move because they're like they're auto panned, so the hi-hats are moving around. I wanted them to kind of stand out better because they're moving around, but they sounded kind of all over the place. So the clipping kind of helped secure or what's a better term? Enhance the way they sounded moving around in the stereo spectrum. Just adding that little bit of extra crispiness, and then as a whole, they sound like this. And that's my drums. I didn't have to do nothing because the producer, like I said, hip hop and R&B have pre-mixed drums most of the time anyway. I'd have to make sure they sound better. All right. Let's see, what did I do? I think I increased, what is this, the snare? Oh no, this is the O-hat. I just increased the stereo fill. So in case you didn't know about Studio One, we got these new pan modes. And we have three of them, right? So you have binaural, dual, which is where you get individual control of the left and right balance. Balance where it's either you go left a certain percentage and right a certain percentage. That's a good point about that's a good point about that kind of hip hop. Yes, I agree. I do agree. If you're doing like sampled stuff, if you're doing like you're actually pulling from a vinyl, of course they're not going to be pre-mixed. But I see what you're saying. But I chose to use this binaural, and I increased this width. The thing about the binaural setting is you can increase the width by a certain percentage to kind of enhance the stereo image on that. I did about 4%. I just needed to push it out a little bit more. And then that's pretty much all she wrote for the drums, for real. And let's hear what I did for the melodics. So I separate my song into 4 categories: drums, melodics, bass, and vocals. Where's my okay? This is the bass. I didn't use a bus because it was like one track anyway, so I didn't need to do that. And then the drums and melodics and the bass get summed into an instrumental bus. All right. Oh, I didn't talk about the instrumental bus. So I did on the instrumental bus. All I did was boost the low end, boost the mids, and saturated it. I have them. This is a lot of people like they appreciate what's the plugin called? Saturn. Saturn 2 at this point. That's a great plugin. I don't have it yet, but my alternative has been Saturator MB. You could do similar things to it. It's a little bit more difficult to set up, but because I understand the GUI for the Melda production plugins, it just kind of works. So I did 3 bands of saturation, nothing too crazy. And so let's just hear what these drums sound like. I'm sorry, the instrumental sounds like when I engage these. Oh, let me take it a step back. The 808. What did I use? I used the soft tube saturation knob, which sounds amazing. I drove it about halfway, kept the low end. I didn't want too much high end stuff. And then I sidechained this to the kick. So you're going to see the relationship between the 808 and the kick. So every time you saw that meter reduce, that's the sidechain listening to the kick. And so what does that do? people always ask me, look, like, yo, how do you get your kick to come through like that? It's really making space. You can do it a couple ways. You can sidechain a kick to a simple compressor like this one, knock the entire signal down, or you can get like a multi-band EQ and sidechain that one, not a multi-band EQ, a dynamic EQ, sidechain one band to where the kick really lives and have that dynamically knock that back. Or you can use Soothe, or you can use this thing called Track Spacer. They all do a similar thing. Soothe might be a little bit too aggressive, but that's how I make space for my kicks without having to freaking throw my kick through the ceiling. You know what I'm saying? And as you can see, you can actually hear it pump when the kick comes in. And that's how my kicks come through very nice. All right, so let's hear what the instrumental bus had going on here. Oh, and I didn't even talk about the melodics. So the melodics, again, not too much going on. Increase the width here using the binaural pan mode, and on the melodics, I just cut off all the low end. I mean, it wasn't too crazy. And then Soothe, I use Soothe to sidechain to the all vocals channel, and that just created a pocket for the vocals. I'll show you what it's doing. So you sidechain it to, I just do the all vocals bus, and as you'll see what it's doing when the vocals come in.
I give up on love from now on, yeah. I'm the only one.
And I have this set to fast release, pretty slow attack. I probably should reverse that, but whatever. I have this linked to 0%, and I have the mode on mid side. I really wanted her to come through in the middle. Everything should be hugging her. That was my feeling on that. Question is, what is your opinion on funk music nowadays? It just sounds like super boosted and distorted. Yeah, I agree. I agree to an extent because I kind of enjoy it. It's kind of it's kind of like a style choice. Funk music that's like super distorted and very limited. It's kind of like a style choice. As far as mixing that goes and trying to, like, let's say you get a 2-track or something, it's hard to try and mix a vocal into that. I'm not gonna cap. But it's kind of the sound that they want, the overly processed. I don't know. I'm an old head nowadays. I would consider myself an old head. And this new stuff is a little wild, but I enjoy the sound.
I give up on love from.
All right, so let's hear what the instrumental bus was doing. So we had this EQ. I'm using the Kirchhoff EQ. This is my favorite one. Oh, even over the Fab Filter these days, it just works for me. Yo, this stuff tripping. I do not remember making a GUI this big. What's going on here, bro? Yo, I can't even let me pull it to this screen. I can't even motherfucking this shit is strange. Anyway, this is my multiband saturator. It's gonna be some apparent level difference with that one. And then K-clip. This is my last on, just to kind of reel that in. It's a single band version of K-clip to kind of just control the rest of it. I softened the knee because I didn't want too much more crunch. I probably should have even went a little bit even softer. I would consider myself a pro, personally. I probably would be considered semi-pro because I don't really have like clients that are professional, but I get paid to do this service, which is record and mix and master. People pay me for this, and I have an LLC, so I would consider myself a professional. You know, I do all my business transactions under my LLC. Um, all the money goes to paying for the studio expenses and all this other stuff. So I may not do it full time. I would call myself a part-time professional. Semi-pro, I don't even know if semi-pro would even be a good term for anyone these days, because uh I don't know. Semi-pro is kind of a weird term to use. I would say part-time professional, especially if you're getting paid from your work. Um Semi-pro is a strange category when it comes to music. Now that I'm thinking about it. Good question. Good question, my friend. And so let's hear everything together, and we're gonna talk about the choice I made here.
I give up on love from now on. Yeah, I'm the only one. I'm the only one. Me and my crew gon' run. We gon' get some. We dance with wolves, get money. Me, I might chew you up. You bout to learn. Don't chase dragon.
All right, so this is gonna be the mix bus review, okay? And what happens here is, I just pretty much sweeten the deal. This is gonna be pretty small for those on YouTube. For those, I'm trying to make it fit for the guys on Instagram too, so I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. So these EQ moves are very small. This is like less than 5 dB according to this. I got a cut on 22 hertz just to kind of roll off some of that super low. Mid boost, just an overall mid-range boost, and kind of a gradual upper shelf, just to like give everything a little bit of a character. And why would I do that? Because this particular plugin is based off the massive passive EQ, and what is known for is having a nice character when you make those EQ moves. It's one thing to just make EQ moves to make things brighter, duller, or thicker, whatever. But when you drive the gain of these cues into the circuit, it actually makes a difference how the plugin or how those circuitry and what's the proper term? I'm not sure if tubes are in this. I would have to do my research, but whatever electronics, and like this one, it's the transformers. Whatever electronics are in it, the way you handle this plugin makes the plugin sound a certain way. So maybe 5 dB boost on this airband might sound different than a 2 dB boost. You know what I mean? Even though we're still boosting around the same frequency, it's not just gonna make it louder. It's gonna respond different. It's gonna distort different.
Thinking about it, baby, cause you're thinking that I want you back. And too bad, cause I think you lost a baddie. Thinking that I maybe lost the best thing that boy ever had. And too bad, cause that nigga does it better than you. Thinking about it, baby, cause I'm thinking that I want you back. And too bad, cause I think you lost a baddie. Thinking about it, maybe lost a bet.
Yeah, it's not a big difference, but what I hear is that it just brings some stuff to life. It just brings it a little bit more sauce to the mix. And the last one, I decided to stick with the same theme, which is the manly kind of vibes. And so this is the Pulsar Mu, or also the hardware is emulated. It's called the Manly Very Mu, I believe, something like that. I see. I have no idea how this thing works nowadays because I've been on Psytrance for so long. Oh yeah, man. Psytrance is actually pretty enjoyable to listen to. Not gonna cap. I would love to make tutorials, but I also still have a full-time job. And honestly, bro, I don't have a lot of patience. The videos I do edit though are like a minute long. and even those get annoying. I'm not gonna cap. But people have asked me to do tutorials, and I might as well just go ahead and do it. You know, I got a camera. I can use my iPhone these days. The cameras are good. I ordered a lapel mic because I'm about to start doing podcast recording. So might as well. I mean, I got the tools. Might as well do it. You know.
Thinking about it, baby, cause you're thinking that I want you back. And too bad, cause I think you lost a daddy. Thinking that I maybe lost the best thing that boy ever had. And too bad, cause that nigga does it better than you. Thinking about it, baby, cause I'm thinking that I want you back. And too bad, cause
this is reducing about 3 dB, if I can see that correctly. Yeah, 3 dB at max. And I like it because you can see how the transients are being handled. That the top of that kick is not getting squashed too much, but it's shaving some of that, so it's not too like the kick is not crazy aggressive, right? So let's take another look at that. So if I could, man, I can't pause the way this is going. You see how the very first tip of that transient is still kind of up there? It's handling that where that punch comes through initially. It's so dope. I really like the way this sounds.
About it, baby, cause you're thinking that I want you back. And too bad, cause I think you lost a daddy.
And what this is doing for me is giving me enough control so that I can move on further down the line. All right, so let's talk about the master channel. So the master channel, I got the famous Soundtech EQ. Shout out to the guys over at Make Believe Studio. They made this thing possible, and it's quite frankly the best version of this particular hardware unit. And it sounds good. I did another boost, another mid-range jump here, and look, 3 dB. No more than, well, maybe at the top end, no more than 3 dB, really, effectively.
About it, baby, cause you're thinking that I want you back. And too bad, cause I think you lost a daddy. Thinking that I maybe lost the best thing that boy ever had. And too bad, cause that nigga does it better than you. Thinking about it, baby, cause I'm thinking that I want you back. And too bad.
It just brings it to life, man. It just brings it to life. After that, I have another EQ. I probably should have did more here. I probably should have did more on this one, because here I go again, boosting the low end and the mids. I probably should have did that a little bit more somewhere else, but I think I just kind of, it was more like a balance thing. The balance, and I was mixing in headphones and traveling at the time. But, you know, as long as you're checking your references and all that stuff, it works out. So let's hear what this one did for the mix.
About it, baby, cause you're thinking that I want you back. And too bad, cause I think you lost a daddy. Thinking that I maybe lost the best thing that boy ever had. And too bad, cause that nigga does it better than you. Thinking about it, baby.
I guess I just brought a little bit more warmth back into the mix. It was probably a little bit too thin to my ears. Stereo processor. A lot of people use Ozone stereo imager. I use this one. I do have Ozone. I think this one for me just translates to mono easier for me, and it also has a little bit more to it, right? So you got your meter in or whatever. You can check your mid side here. What else? So, and then you got your 4 bands, right? So explaining this plugin, M Stereo Processor. It comes with a delay with it, so basically how much time you can control the delay between the left and right signal, which is essentially what a widening plugin or imager plugin is doing. Is basically delaying the signal a little bit. And so what we're doing is, oh, my alarm's going off. Delaying the signal and widening it a little bit. So this widener does a little something. Let's see what it does. I don't even know how to explain it. Okay, so it's just extending what's already there. The widening function is basically extending what's already there, making louder what's already on the left and right, you know, in your stereo field. The delay is what's going to make things a little bit more, seem a little bit bigger using the Haas effect, which is delaying the left and right signal. And I basically left those all the same. And then the width is what I changed because I wanted that to kind of go a little bit deeper, but not take too much more time. That's what I did. I didn't want it to delay longer. I just wanted to make the stereo image deeper. So I just increased that a little bit here and there on these. Another thing is, I'm not sure if you can see it on Instagram, I reduced the low end widening effect just to kind of solidify that mid low end information to kick 808s. And another benefit to this plugin is over the ozone one is it has an exciter built into each band, so I can excite these, enhance them however. And then you can also do linear phase, analog, or hybrid processing. That's probably why my CPU is so damn high. Let me see if that's what it was. Nope, not that. I guess it's just, it does affect the latency though. Now, you can oversample, and it has a built-in limiter, which is hard, which is pretty dope. I don't know why this piano view is needed. I don't need that. But anyway. But yeah, and then you could flip between the different versions. I mean, Melda Productions, they look a little weird, but they're great. So let's hear what that's doing.
Thinking about it, baby, cause you're thinking that I want you back and too bad, cause I think you lost a baddie. Thinking that I maybe lost the best thing that boy ever had, and too bad, cause that nigga does it better than you. Thinking about it, baby, cause I'm thinking that I want you back.
Definitely got a lot more volume out of it. I probably should, let's see, I don't think this one has a volume or output control like the other ones. I think this one should, I think for the future they should include a output control for this specific plugin. Or I could just turn down the input now that I'm looking at it.
Thinking about it, baby, cause you're thinking that I want you back and too bad, cause I think you lost a baddie. Thinking that I maybe lost a.
And then boom, there you go. And the last plugin, which is probably why I had the Amic. Now that I'm thinking about it, it probably wasn't this loud now I'm looking at it. Something must have changed. And so the last plugin is this plugin. I'm gonna tell you, this plugin is some secret sauce right here, bro. A lot of people do these things where they serial limit, right? They put two limiters. They probably put a compressor, limiter. Somewhere in there will be an EQ, but it's ignoring that right now. A compressor, master compressor, clipper, limiter, and then another limiter, right? To kind of get loudness but be transparent. I'll answer your question in a sec. So so this one does this in one plugin, and this is called Elixir from Flux Immersive. And what it does is it gives you essentially 12 limiters in one. And you can choose however many you want to use. So the trick to this one is however many dB you go over, that's kind of what you want to set this to, 3 stages. So if I go over 3 dB, I want 3 stages of limiting. If I go over 5 dB, I want 5 stages of limiting. And what that does is each stage handles 1 dB of limiting. So let's say I go over 3, and then the next one goes over to the second dB over limiting. Over the limit goes 1 to 2, and then the third one does the last limiter, basically that third dB. And it's such a powerful tool because I can go as loud as I want without it sounding crazy.
Thinking about it, baby, cause you're thinking that I want you back and too bad, cause I think you lost a baddie. Thinking that I maybe lost the best thing that boy ever had, and too bad, cause that nigga does it better than you. Thinking about it, baby, cause I'm thinking that I want you back and too bad, cause I think you lost a baddie. Thinking about it, maybe lost the best thing that boy ever had, and too bad, cause that.
And it's just so transparent, man. It's just so transparent, bro. This is a cheat code, and I want everybody to know about it. And that's pretty much it. And then I just use tonal balance code to check tonal balance control to check the balance of the mix. And that's it, my friends. That's it. A lot of it just is about just taste, figuring out what sounds good, taking out what doesn't, automating things in and out. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. So many things come to mind at the same time. It's the same when doing a tutorial. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man, it's hard for me to do tutorials. I do. It's a skill that I realize I need to hone in on because plug-in companies seem to plug-in and hardware companies seem to be interested in what I got going on, but my presentation is terrible. So I'm about to start, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to start getting my content game up. That's gonna be a focus for going into 24. What is the most important thing after computer and studio? Do you think? Okay. Uh, there's a couple things that I would say are a must, right? Because you don't even need all these plugins for real. You can use the stock ones in whatever DAW. Every DAW has actually really good stock plugin. Every single one, every one of them, even Audacity. Not gonna cap because they do their job, right? So let's just put that out the way. You can use all the plugins in your DAW and be fine. These other ones, these extra things, they're just extra. Now, computer, DAW, and then the most important if you're gonna be recording someone is a good recording chain. I'm sorry, I lied. Yeah, and I'll tell you what else you'll need. So, starts with the microphone. Get if you're gonna get a mic, get the one you need. Get the one you want. Get the one that you think that's gonna give you the best result at the budget that you have. Because if you go cheap, it's gonna sound cheap. Okay. Get the mic that you think will suit you purposes. Have a budget set for this stuff. All right. A good preamp. If you're not gonna go directly into most interfaces these days have really good, pretty clean preamps. If you're gonna go directly into that, do that. And maybe if you're not gonna do that, you're gonna get you a little channel strip like the SSL6, or you can get some rack units like I have, which is a Heritage Audio 1073 EQ and a compressor. And you can find budget versions of all these um out there, and they're all really good. And right now it's like I think we're living in a great time right now for budget gear that sounds incredible, right? So good mic, good good compressor, um good interface. Now your interface probably one of the it's probably gonna be second to your computer because you want your computer to be. I think computer's number one. Interface is gonna be second because you want to have the best listening experience in general, right? So let's say you got a whack interface or like something that's really not that great. It's not going to convert that digital information to audio in your speakers very well, so you're not going to hear the fidelity of what's really there if you go cheap on your interface. Number two, the preamps on the interface won't be great, so if you're going to go direct into the interface with your mic, it's not going to be as good as it could be. Okay. um uh and three, how many inputs and outputs do you need? You're basically paying for those, and those A to D converters, they got to be as good. They got to be good, or better than good. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'll give you a rundown on what I have for my recording chain. So I have a Mac Studio. I was also using this laptop before, but I upgraded. I got a Mac Studio for my actual studio location. I got an Antelope Audio Orion Synergy core. I got, and then from there, I have the my recording chain is the 1040 Lewitt microphone, their flagship mic. I got the Heritage Audio HA73 EQ, so I get a 1073 plus the EQ. And I have that going into a tube sessor, which is like the CL1B with a little bit of extra sauce on it, right? And so um before that though, I had that same chain, but I also had what's that thing called, man? Lindell Audio. Look into Lindell Audio. They have some really good hardware. I had the 76. I still have it actually. I have the Lin 76, which is basically 1176 recreation, and that thing sounds good. Don't let anybody tell you different. You might come across a dud, but it sounds pretty good, right? And I say all that to say this. If you can afford a good chain, if you save up for the chain that you need, do that. Don't skimp out, because you're gonna end up spending the money anyway, buying something else. You know what I'm saying? So just something to think about. Vocal Writer from Waves, good plugin. I have it. I use it sometimes. I actually use, in place of that, I use Melda Productions M Auto Volume. One, because it just seems to do a better job for me, and two, it has a built-in gate. Uh oh yeah. Yeah, a good chair for sure. I didn't. I got, yeah. I paid like 300 or 400 for my chair. Honestly, a good office chair, yes. A sitting chair, yes. 100%, 100%, 100%. I see what you're saying. Yeah, nah. Get you a chair, man. Get you a good chair. And that's another thing. Same concept. Same concept with the hardware. Get a chair that's gonna last you a long time, and be comfortable for sitting a long time. Cause you never know if you're gonna get a session where you sitting there mixing for hours, or you're gonna get a session where you're recording somebody for hours. Get a chair that's comfortable, ergonomic, and durable. Um, yeah, that's a good one, actually. That's right. That's right. That's right. Oh, that's funny. All right, let's check out another song that I worked on. What can I show y'all? Let's look at the song that I actually charted for Christiana. This song made number 36 on iTunes. Very proud achievement. Very proud achievement. For myself and for the artist, I believe. It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful, beautiful thing. And again, my workflow is the same across the board. One thing about me though, you won't find me using too many templates, because my philosophy is every song needs to be treated different. Every vocalist is different. Blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? And I think this one just had a billion plugins because we still loading. I think the next song we do, we're gonna chart again, depending on how she feels about that, because marketing takes money, a lot of money. Any other questions from the viewers? My viewership. Speaking of, please, to my 6 viewers, find me on TikTok. It's just Tori G. Find me on TikTok. I'm trying to be able to go live on there too. I realize there's an untapped audience and an untapped, resource of customers that need music mixed and mastered. If you could do me that favor, find me on TikTok, follow me on TikTok. That would be amazing. And I might actually spend more time there than on Instagram pretty soon. Wow, this song must have had hella shit, because it's still trying to load. Good morning, good morning, good morning to the folks on Instagram. Thank you for tuning in. I love y'all. I love everybody. It's a good day. It's Monday. It's Monday. Don't know why y'all up so early. No cap. Don't y'all gotta go to work? Shit. Let me check YouTube because sometimes YouTube, boy, or this app, this Streamload, the Stream app, it don't put all my chats in the window. So I apologize if I've been ignoring you. Hold up. Let me make sure I ain't ignoring y'all, man. Damn. Y'all been saying stuff the entire time, bro. Let me show y'all some love, man. I'm sorry, YouTube. See, I'm failing you. I'm failing you. I don't know why it does that. I don't know why this thing does that, man. Stream Deck or Streamlabs OBS, get it together, friends. Cause why? Why would it just disconnect? I'm looking at chats from Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube, and it just stops. I don't get it. All right, so let's see. Do I mix any live instruments? Excuse me. I have. It's not my favorite thing to do. I'm not gonna cap. It's not my favorite thing to do because, goddamn, sometimes that shit could be a little crazy. It'd be like a track with like a bell that's like 15 minutes later in the song. It's not my favorite, but I do it because I still love music. Oh yeah, there might be some popping and clicking on this session because I didn't render anything down or whatever. Uh, Gold Clip, yes, I have tried Gold Clip. I love it, and I have used it on my most recent one since it's been released. I had an advanced copy, which was dope. Game staging, a lot of people would hate. A lot of people like when they see me do my game staging when I'm live. They're like, "Wow, that's lazy as fuck." So what I do is this, and it's easy in Studio One. And this is, I'm a Studio One fan. I'm not gonna be ashamed of it. So in Studio One, it's a macro normalize and peak -12. So I grab all my clips, all my audio, boom, like this, right? I select it and I hit that macro, and what it does, it normalizes it to 0, and then the clip gain gets reduced to -12. And that's it. And so that's my start for when I start hitting these analog plugins. You understand? So let me see. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna disable this. I'm going to disable all the clean vocals, save myself some CPU, and there we go. Yeah, clean hook bus, dirty. Hook stacks, yeah. Pre-chorus bus, dirty. All right, so our explicit versions and whatnot. All right, so it looks like I did like everything the same here. But anyway, so I clip gain everything down to -12, and then I do my work because I usually go into some type of analog modeling plugin, right? Which would be a SSL channel strip or some type of channel strip or some type of saturator or whatever. And then I start balancing the audio. So like I'll do this, listen to it in relation to the other parts of the music, and then from there I'll start gain staging based on the relationship of the rest of the audio. So for example, I don't necessarily have a channel strip here, but I have the basically essentially created one using Studio One's mix effects, right? So mix effects turns all these channels into an analog channel, basically, right? So now this one is emulating a API desk. So I'm driving everything just under 6 dB of drive, I guess you could call it. And I wanted the character to kind of match it about right here. All right. And so basically we're listening to the mix going through an API desk. Yeah, I'll be in a session at 10. I'm gonna be in a session at 10, my friend. Hit me up after that.
That nigga's a goof. He know when I walk and I'm shaking the room. Know when I speak that I mean what I say. Been independent and stuck in my ways. He cute, but that nigga ain't mine. Boy, I need to stop and keep hitting my line. Leave him on red cause he wasting my time. He cute, but that nigga ain't mine. I don't keep him on much. That nigga's a fool.
And that's the mix, right? So let's see what I did here. All right, let's start with the instrumental this time. Let's go ahead and turn off all the plugins on the bus. And again, very, very minimalistic approach. All these sounds are pretty much mixed very well. Grand Keys is a great beat mixer and sound selection person. He just selects the sounds great, mixes them the way he needs to. I just have to gain stage them for when I do when I get the track, the multi-tracks. First plug-in multi-key because I believe I have, not multi-key, auto key because I believe I have some tuning going on. It's trying to save or whatever. Yeah, go away. And that's it. So let's hear the beat without processing. Turn this off. Oh, actually, let's turn mix effects off too. So I think what I did here was, dang, why did I do that? Sounds good though, whatever. So the whole mix bus is going through, I'm gonna leave these on actually. So the master channel, it has Alpine, which is API, and then the mix bus was ran through a SSL. I did that for SSL, right? So let's just leave it at that. So let's hear the instrumentals. So the main special effect that I have here, see, you see that I tried to use this stereo expander, didn't really work for me, so I used this ozone imager. And all I did was increase the width. I threw this to ascend. So this is called the snare spread. The snare's in the middle, and I just needed things to happen on the side to kind of bring the snare out into the mix, because without it, it was very weak. Kind of gives it a doubling effect, which is dope. So it makes it stand out. Auto key, the SSL native bus compressor. This is what I use on the bus to kind of control the whole beat. Not too much going on, no more than 2 or 3 dB. Stereo processor on the beat. Very subtle mid-range widening. Like it's really easy stuff. Nothing crazy. K clip 3 on to kind of clip it a little bit, give it some crunch. Even there, really not nothing ridiculous going on here. Soothe, sidechain to the lead vocals. And that's it, really. We can actually ignore that. Crispy scale. Oh, yeah, crispy scale, because I think Crispy Tuner actually worked very well on her voice for this particular song. So I use Crispy scale to kind of send the tuning information over. Beat's easy. Beat was easy. Producers make it easy for me these days as far as hip hop and R&B goes, like I said. Now, when it comes to these vocals, I didn't do a lot of like special effects like I did on Better Than You, but it definitely took a little bit of work on each of these individual tracks though, because this one was not recorded in a professional studio. This was recorded at home. And you know, she did her best to do, like, make all the tracks sound as clean as possible. She did a pretty good job. And that's it, really. We can just listen to what it sounds like without the bus processor.
Keep him on munch, that nigga's a fool. Made that assumption he fucking with you. Bitches be tripping and thinking we cool. Today I got time and I'm telling the truth. Ooh, like why so serious? Like why I'm hearing this? Nigga ain't mine, nigga ain't yours. That nigga been for them streets. Nigga ain't right, nigga what for? That nigga been in them sheets. Said that nigga ain't mine, nigga ain't yours. That nigga been for them streets.
One thing that you don't see is because it's, you know, when you get singers and people that do multiple dubs and stacks and harmonies, one plugin I think people should invest in is Vocaline Ultra. So in order for me to really get these to sound tight, the biggest issue was the tightness and synchronicity of the vocals. So Vocaline Ultra in Studio One is fucking flamingo, not flamingo. I'm tired. Fuego is what I'm trying to say. So all I do is I select the tracks or the clips, the audio events that I want, right click it, event effects, Vocaline Ultra, okay? That's gonna add that event effect, the Vocaline effect, to each track, each clip, right? And then after that, what I do is this: I select the lead, right, the lead hook, capture it, and then I select however many else. I can select as many other tracks as I need. But in this case, for these sections, I think you should do it by section, right? So or parts. So the hook dubs, I selected all three. It could be like 6 or 7, and then the dub, you just hit capture, and it captures all 3 of those dubs or all 7 of those dubs. And then whatever preset or settings you have here, it'll align those and tighten those up automatically. And my dog just crashed. Like I said, this one had a lot of plugins going on. Let me try this again. That particular session had a lot of like individual plugins. And I think I'm doing the stream on the same computer too, so it's like my computer's sweating right now. So, Plugin Alliance actually just released the native M1 versions of their plugins. Uh, I'm kind of excited about that because I actually love Crispy Tuner over like most other tuning plugins. Because I think I just figured it out. You know what I'm saying? So it works for me. And the issue that I've been having is the live mode has trouble. Um, it just has trouble in low latency situations. So I'm hoping that got fixed. So we'll see. I'm not really sure. It's 5 a.m. It just hit 5 a.m. What's up, Aviated? Hey man, you didn't hit me up. I've been meaning you gotta hit me up. We need to chat. Cause I think you have a better idea of how I should be doing these live, man. Y'all welcome Aviated, my friends. He's been my mod for a little while, and I've been doing him a disservice by just popping up live without letting him know. So y'all talk to y'all show some love to Aviated Views, and yeah, man, he's been kind of keeping me in line when it comes to these streams, man. Honestly, that's my guy for real. Him and Psy or Shada Shay uh on the under the YouTube. I call him Psy but his name is actually pronounced something else. But yeah, man, Aviated, he been rocking with me for a very long time, man. Cause he knows I just be popping up. I don't have no plan, none of that. Today though, I just couldn't sleep, honestly. I couldn't sleep, and I'm probably not gonna sleep till tonight, till later today. Got a session at 10 o'clock, so I might as well just power through it. Nice. Oh boy. I don't know if you guys caught that, but Tai Chi, the reverb, is also in this session too. I use that thing a lot, man. All right, so vocals. Let's get back to that. Let's mute this beat. Go ahead and listen. Damn, what the fuck? Oh yeah, it's that crispy tuner. I got like a billion of those going on here. All right, anyway. Let's do let me go ahead and turn plugin nap on. Yeah, let's do that because I think I'm just taxing my computer too much right now. Yeah, look at that. Immediate drop. All right. So, vocals. How did I treat her vocals? A couple ways. Looks like I had disengaged some stuff, which is cool. There's a couple reverb sends. Reverb send on the bus. Everything else is pretty dry. Nothing crazy. Maybe some automation here and there, but as you can see, if you want a quick cleaning of your vocal for the low end without any CPU or latency, this Brainworks Clean Sweep Pro is probably it's probably going to be one of your best, one of your best tools because it literally does nothing on the latency of the vocal or and the CPU usage. So if I pull up my CPU meter, it literally doesn't touch, barely touches. Let's see, name BX clean sweep, maybe 3 milliseconds. Okay, probably because I'm at 48 hertz, 48 kilohertz session, but you know, nothing wild, man. It's not gonna be crazy on your CPU and stuff like that. I got this Auto Tune Pro here. Don't know why, but I guess that's what it is. Anyway, so let's see what we got going on. All right, so on the individual tracks, we got the clean sweep, stock de-esser, EQ. Yeah, there was some room issues, so I had to pretty much knock down her room resonances with the EQ here dynamically. And then Auto Tune Pro, and then Arvox, the good old Arvox. Beautiful. Can't go wrong with Arvox most of the time. So let's hear what that's doing. This is the pre-chorus. So let's go to the pre-hook.
Mine, yours.
Boom. And it's really very simple. I mean, it seems like a lot, but it's actually very simple. And I also see that man, my settings got changed. These updates be killing me sometimes. Yeah. So this should be C minor. Send to all the auto tunes.
No, he ain't mine, no, he ain't yours. I know he been for them streets. No, he ain't right. Tell me what for. I know he been.
It's like screwing up everything, bro. Oh man.
No, he ain't mine, no, he ain't yours. I know he been for them streets. No, he ain't right. Tell me what for. I know he been in them sheets. Said I know he ain't mine, no, he ain't yours. I know he been for them streets. No, he ain't right. Tell me what for. I know he been in them sheets.
So it's actually E minor. And yeah.
he ain't mine, know he ain't yours, I know he been for them streets. No, he ain't right, tell me what for, I know he been in them sheets. Said I know he ain't mine, know he ain't yours, I know he been for them streets.
As you can see, she's hitting those notes pretty good. I didn't even change anything. This is just kind of pushing her, near the end of her tones where she kind of like lets off a little bit. It's just kind of nudging her back into the right direction on the way out of those tones. Nothing wild at all. TB Tech EQ on the vocal, again, just a cut. Spectrum, I mean, it's really easy.
No, he ain't mine, no, he ain't yours, I know he been for them streets. No, he ain't right, tell me what for, I know he been in them sheets. Said I know he ain't mine, no, he ain't yours, I know.
Now let's go to the verse, or the hook.
Keep him on munch, that boy is a goof. He know when I walk in, I'm shaking the room. Know when I speak that I mean what I say. Been independent and stuck in my ways, he cute. But that boy ain't mine, boy needs to stop it.
Again, nothing too crazy. It's really simple stuff going on here. Crispy tuner. I mean, nothing out of the ordinary. EQ, de-esser, EQ, crispy tuner, and a compressor. Nothing wild. It's just I got a billion of them going on in the session. That's all.
No, he ain't mine, no, he ain't yours, I know he been for them streets. No, he ain't right, tell me what for, I know he been in them sheets. Said I know he ain't mine, no, he ain't yours, I know he been for them streets. No, he ain't right, tell me what for, I know he been in them sheets. I don't keep him on much, that boy is a goof. He know when I walk in, I'm shaking the room.
Lead, I did a little something different. So every lead vocal has something different, a little different. For example, I needed to stick out some more. Not right now. And I got this LA2A emulation. This is probably one of my favorite ones, actually. Who is this from? Overloud. Overloud has a really dope LA2A emulation, and it sounds good. And a cool thing about it, it's one of those ones where you don't have to buy more than one plugin, because at the flip of a switch, you get the 3A. It's so dope.
No, he ain't mine, no, he ain't yours, I know he been for them streets. No, he ain't right, tell me what for, I know he been in them sheets. Keep him on munch, that boy is a goof. He know when I walk in, I'm shaking.
I got the limiter with the ceiling at -6 and the threshold. So this limiter is kind of strange why they got it like this, but this one's kind of like you can pull down the threshold and it automatically makes it louder, or you can leave the threshold alone and make it louder just using the gain into the ceiling. Or you can use both. I don't know why that's a thing, but I guess you could do it however you want to do it. EQ on the vocal, yeah, all of them are pretty similar. Pretty similar.
No, he ain't mine, no.
Now, special effects that I use are the Tai Chi. Let's hear what this Tai Chi is doing. Where are you at, Tai Chi? Wow, did I only use one? I only use one Tai Chi? Whoa, that's wild, bro. I actually kind of impressed myself. I think this is another session that was done on this laptop, and it just didn't have enough processing power to do much more. But it's crazy because this one reverb managed the entire session for reverbs, and I think that's pretty incredible. Because the entire song going to this one reverb, and what I did differently was the amount of signal going to each reverb. So if you look at these sends, this is way loud for like this special section right here. Like, what's this, the pre-hook? And what that's doing is just sending more level into it, and it makes it do a different thing when you send more level. Everything else is kind of lightly touching it to give it space. So again, tone shaping, some EQ, some gain reduction, responding to the vocals, and that's it, honestly.
For them streets, no, he ain't right, tell me what for, I know he been in them sheets. Said I know he ain't mine, no, he ain't yours, I know he been for them streets. No, he ain't right, tell me what for, I know he been in them sheets. I don't keep him on much, that boy is a goof. He know when I walk in, I'm shaking the room. Know when I speak that I mean what I say. Been independent and stuck in my ways, he cute. But that boy ain't mine. Boy need to stop and keep hitting my line. Leave him all red cause he wasting my time, he cute. But that boy ain't mine. I don't know what it is, girl, that dude is confused. Something about how he do what he do. Man, ain't tripping, I just be...
So what I really like now about the new Studio One update is if you got things in folders, and let's say you got the big, like the main folder, you disable that main folder, it disables everything underneath. So now we're really saving CPU. I should have did that in the first place because I got the clean version and the dirt, like the explicit version in the same session.
No, he ain't mine, no, he ain't yours. I know he been for them streets. No, he ain't right, tell me what for. I know he been in them sheets. Said I know he ain't mine, no, he ain't yours.
I mean, I don't know how much more simple that could get. You know what I'm saying? I try not to do too much. The RVox is doing most of the compression on the vocal. Got a quick delay, I think.
No, he ain't mine, no.
I don't even know what's going to this delay. Nothing at all, apparently. Nothing going to this this parallel comp either, which is kind of strange, but I guess I had a template and I didn't use it. All right, so the master channel or mix bus. On the mix bus, I have again the Soundtech boosting a little upper mid, boosting some of that low end.
No, he ain't mine, no, he ain't yours. I know he been for them streets. No, he ain't right, tell me what for. I know he been in them sheets. Said I know he ain't mine, no, he ain't yours. I know he been for them streets.
Not doing too much, but it's doing enough to kind of make the vocal sit up there with that frequency range. SSL bus compressor.
No, he ain't mine, no, he ain't yours. I know he been for them streets. No, he ain't right, tell me what for. I know he been in them sheets. Said I know he ain't mine, no, he ain't yours. I know he been for them streets. No, he ain't right.
That's an obvious choice. We all know why that's a thing. And once the mix bus was done, reason why I love folders, I could forget about all that and then minimize that stuff and then move to the master channel. All right, so on the master channel, this is what it looks like. And for the folks on Instagram, excuse me, I'm gonna bring up oh yeah, the Avalon plugin is great. Actually, I just used it on another track at the studio. I just don't have it on this computer. The Avalon plugin is, hey man, it's something special. Actually, all the Kazrock stuff is special. I'm not gonna cap. People just be sleeping on them because the GUI's not that great. Somebody trying to offer me some, nope, no thanks. Good on that, bro. Somebody from Twitch trying to offer me some promotion. Nah, I'm good. Thanks, man. Yeah, the top end on that thing is something crazy, bro. Even the compressor is something just, it's not to be trifled with. I did find a bug though. If you have the export, the offline setting set to 32 times oversampling, it does a strange level thing where like once you hear your exported mix, it's like it goes in and out. It's like weird. It's like it goes down like 6 dB, comes back up 10 dB, down 6 dB. Crazy. But I think they can fix that. All right, so on my master channel, I love this little new window in Studio 1.6, by the way. The interest I have is Unisum. This is my master bus compressor. Really great compressor, my friends. I think anyone who does a little bit of mastering should use this compressor on your master because it's transparent. It can be as transparent as you want it, or it can be as gritty as you want it.
No, he ain't mine, no, he ain't yours. I know he been for them streets. No, he ain't right, tell me what for. I know he been in them sheets. Said I know he ain't mine, no, he ain't yours. I know he been for them streets. No, he ain't right, tell me what for. I know he been in them sheets. I don't keep.
What I'm hearing is it's allowing the top of that kick, kind of like the other song. It's allowing the top of that kick to come through and retain that punchiness, without sacrificing too much of the volume of the kick itself. And because we're gain matching, which is pretty dope on this plugin. So once you do your compression, you hit this auto gain feature and it'll like match based on, it'll increase or decrease the gain based off the amount of compression you're giving it.
No, he ain't mine, no, he ain't yours. I know he been for them streets. No, he ain't right, tell me what for. I know he been.
And this thing is just doing something good to it right now. It's just gluing it all together. and I thought I didn't use the tape face as I thought I would, but I did use the Acoustica Ash. So Gold Clip's competitor, direct competitor right now is Ash from Acoustica Audio. And why is that? Because Ash emulates the Lavery Gold, hence the gold freaking GUI, right? The thing about the Ash though is you get a lot of different options, right? So for example, let me scoot this over for the YouTube or for the Instagram friends. So you got different modes, right? You can actually go yellow. These yellow ones, I think, are different iterations of that Lavery Gold. You get this Steedle one. I can't remember what it is, but it's a gray one or a red one. I'm sorry, I can't remember what it is, but it definitely I think I messed it up. Well, I think I go 3A. Okay, yeah. Anyway, so and it's just this one does a really good job sounding good. It's hard to mess it up. Okay, do your research. These are different analog summing units, or not analog summing units, ADA converters, whatever you want to call it. And they just sound really good. So this is the direct competitor for Gold Clip, and it just won the match for me at the time. I don't think Gold Clip was even out, but it just sounds good. And I don't know if you noticed, I don't have a master limiter on it. Why? Because it's built into this plugin, this -1, and then you see this TP. It's actually limiting within this plugin too. So you can actually set it up that way, and boom, you don't even have to worry about having a limiter in addition to your clipper because it's already there and it's already using whatever CPU anyway. So why add another plugin to use more CPU?
No, he ain't mine, no, he ain't yours. I know he been for them streets. No, he ain't right, tell me what for. I know he been in them sheets. Said I know he ain't mine, no, he ain't yours. I know he been for them streets. No, he ain't right, tell me what for. I know he been in them sheets. I don't keep him on much, that boy is a goof. He know when I walk and I'm shaking the room. Know when I speak that I mean what I say. Been independent and stuck in my ways, he cute. But that boy ain't mine. Boy need to stop and keep hitting my line. Leave him on red cause he wasting my time.
As you can see, I'm not doing more than 1 dB of gain reduction because we're already getting this compress. We're doing a lot of our loudness work with the compressors. We're boosting. So once we compress, we're leveling or bringing up the level to where everything is kind of like getting a little bit. The dynamic range is getting more closer together, so that we can have a little bit more loudness between the top and the bottom of that dynamic range, which means by the time we get to our limiting stage, we don't need to crank the limiter. It's already kind of loud enough, especially once we gain stage back up to a decent level.
No, he ain't mine, no, he ain't yours. I know he been for them streets. No, he ain't right, tell me what for. I know he been in them sheets. Said I know he ain't mine, no, he ain't yours. I know he been for them streets. No, he ain't right, tell me what for. I know he been in them sheets. I don't keep him on much, that boy is a goof. He know when I walk and I'm shaking the room. Know when I speak that I mean.
Yeah, Ash ain't nothing to play with. Ash ain't nothing to play with. Don't play with Ash. It's actually that good. And I don't use a lot of Acoustica. I try them out first because I don't know. It's just something about their business model is kind of weird to me, and the way their plugins work. It's kind of strange. But this Ash though, don't play with that shit. It's a great one. It's a great one. So if you had a deal to pick, if you had the money for Gold Clip, get it. If you don't have the money for Gold Clip, but you're kind of invested with Acoustica, and you get your little, because if you're invested with Acoustica, you get these emails with discounts, right? So like for me, I had a 20% discount because I had so many of their plugins already. Ash was cheap, especially with the intro pricing. So I just picked up Ash at the time, and it was a no-brainer. It didn't hurt my pockets. So this one is definitely good.
No, he ain't mine, no, he.
Any other questions about this mix? Yeah, man. Simple mixing. A lot of it has to do with picking the right plugins and doing the right things for the vocals. I mean, I don't believe in throwing 17 plugins on a vocal. looking at my phone. Uh, hmm. Any questions at all? No. No questions. That's kind of cool, I guess. What's another plugin? What's another song that I can show y'all that I did? All my main drive fullest sessions is at the studio, at my studio, so it's kind of hard to pull up ones that like some these this hasn't been released. This hasn't been released. I don't think this has been released yet. Let me check. Actually, let me check. Mood by Aaron Loon. Matter of fact, I haven't talked to Aaron in a minute. I call my friend, man. He's kind of my buddy. I mean, all the artists I work with is pretty much my friends, honestly. Nah, he has not released Mood yet, so I can't even show y'all. What else is there? Yeah, can't release Tango. She's redoing that whole song. Not gonna show y'all that one. That's pretty much it for real. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. Diablo? Yeah, well, not growing up, but I did end up playing Diablo 3 when it came out. I thought it was cool. It was just one of those. If it's an RPG, I like open ended RPGs. So Grand Theft Auto, Skyrim, I like those. But the ones that kind of just end, I tend not to. I tend to have like bad feelings toward them. So like once I beat the story for Diablo, and at the time they didn't have DLC, but once I beat the story for Diablo, I was like, well, that was a waste of money. So, ooh, let's talk about gear. I've been window shopping. Let's see. Hey Siri, stop that alarm. I got my alarms.
I turned off your sleep alarm at 4:30.
My doggone home pod be going off. Full blast. So let's talk about gear, man. Shit. Let's see what they got new. I haven't really been paying attention. Like once I upgraded my recording and chain and mixing stuff, I stopped really looking at gear, which is like it's just another testament. Like once you get the gear, once you get the gear, man, you don't have you no longer desire. I haven't mixed for video games, but I have what I do currently is voice editing for video games. Let's see, I'll show you since you're online, since we're here. Uh Wise Old Man from RuneScape. So RuneScape and what's it called? RuneScape and another game did a like a crossover, and I did the vocal edits for the Wise Old Man Merlin and Bellona Rune Rune Armor. So here's the I need to find the commercial. Here we go. Oh wait, no. I'm trying to find the commercial. What is the company? What is the name? Smite. Smite is the game. And you know, I didn't realize how popular Smite was. Like it's a big game. I thought it was for like nerdy mofos, but I guess I'm a nerd too. Now I think about it. But um yeah. Hold on, I don't think you guys can hear that. Let me change my audio real fast and I'll show you. Uh, I honestly, let's see, aggregate. Let's see if I play it, will you hear it? um, oh, I know what to do. Hold on, aggregate device, and then change this to aggregate device. Well, I didn't mix it, honestly. I didn't mix it. So I get these, they send me I follow. So what they do is they go in and record a bunch of vocal takes, and I just do the chops and edits and cuts and make sure that there's no clicks, no pops, no spit noises, and I send it back, and they use that for cinematic and in-game audio. So let's see if this worked. Damn, I want y'all to hear this so bad. I'm pretty proud of it because this is big. You know what I'm saying? This is huge. Black hole. So what if I change this to black hole? All right. So right now I can't hear the audio, but I did the voice for Bellona Room Armor and Merlin. I worked on those edits. So when they jump or when they punch or when they do their little wizard stuff and all that stuff, those action buttons, I did those edits and chops.
Are the King of Dragon.
So I'm contracted to a game audio company, and they do all the recording, and then they send me the sessions. They'll say, "Hey, how many lines can you take?" I say, "I'll take 300 lines." They send me the session, they send me the edit, the initial recordings, and they send me the script, and I just follow the script and make sure that those lines are labeled correctly and stuff.
Now this has a killer spec!
Hotter than the flames of Zamorak.
I know, therefore I am.
I'm the PKer, you're the loot.
Yeah, man, it's pretty dope. And I think there's one game that I'm doing. I'm doing some Amazon game, and I can't remember what it's called. Shit, man, I don't even know. It's some Amazon game, and I'm doing lines for those right now too. Let me change this back to aggregate. All right, yeah. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, man. I've just been doing a little bit of work here and there, man. So trying to diversify, and me doing this work is basically diversifying my LLC, right? So my LLC is into this video game stuff. My LLC is into music. My LLC is into, now we're about to get into podcasting a little bit at my studio. So one, it does two things. It kind of bolsters my brand, and two, it brings in income, obviously. So we need the income. Got to pay the studio rent, right? But yeah, man. That's what I've been trying to do. It's been a little journey. It's a lot of late nights, a lot of long hours, but it is rewarding to see that, you know, the work that I do go to millions of people. You know what I'm saying? Pretty great. Um, let's see what's interesting, man. Recording equipment, man. Saw this one at Nam, the Neve Genesis. It was pretty dope to play with. What else? Mm, not too many other things that are interesting. Damn, you see that speaker stand? One speaker stand, 389. That must be for some like heavy duty joints. Or is this a? Oh, I don't know. It might be a specific speaker. Oh yeah, man, do that. I feel like they still haven't unlocked the full potential of what that thing could do. Honestly, that Steam Deck is something special. They just gotta really dig into it. Partner with these companies. Oh, I was gonna buy this, but that's $300 right now. That's crazy. Opal, that's the one I need. I need Opal. I got a lot of LA2A plugins, like a lot for real, but this Opal seems to be something really special. Yeah, man, it's not looking like anything too like right now as far as recording equipment. Nothing like stands out for real. Yeah, I agree with that, bro. Um, one item that I am really anticipating is Icon MV1M, the new one. This bad boy, I'm gonna have to rearrange my desk for it, but this I'm waiting on this thing to drop. Because so I want this because I want to get back into the faders thing. Uh for a couple reasons, right? I use Studio One, we all know that. But I also use the other dolls. Okay, that's great too. But for some strange reason, Presonus has not like give any inclination as to updating the fader port 16. And when I asked, they said no. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like a blatant like, nah, we don't plan on doing shit right now. And for me, when I had the fader port 16, it was cool. And it was integrated very well with Studio One, but it didn't do it just lacked certain things. For example, if I want to see metering on the desk, like as if we had a real desk, if I want to see real metering on the thing here, I had to like hit a button and make sure that it was set. It wasn't like a permanent thing, and it wasn't like a thing that and it didn't look good. The little screens on the fader port are kind of trash. Not gonna lie. So let's see, fader port 16. So these motherfucking screens just do not look good. Um, well, maybe I'll find a better image. Maybe this would be a good image. Now zoom in. Okay, yeah. So these screens, like, they look kind of okay here, but they are actually pretty terrible in real life. Like, the pixels are so big that they just kind of look, everything kind of looks fuzzy, digital, like a little bit too digital. And in order to see like any metering, like let's say I don't want to use my eyes on the computer at all, right? You have to do like a certain thing to see the metering, and it's only this big. And the angle at which you have to have it, and so these little LED screens are built in such a way where you have to like lean over to even see it, because the lighting it's just kind of bad. So once you sit back, it's like the screen turns white or a certain color, because the lights, the LEDs behind it, overtake what's on the screen. I just didn't like it, man. So in order for me to kind of take my eyes off the DAW, it didn't really do that for me. Yeah, it worked pretty well as far as tactile control sometimes here and there, but when I needed information, I couldn't see it on the fader port. Now this, you can see here, the screen's much bigger, color, more pixels, and it has metering. Okay. And it has basically, I don't know if you can see that, but it has the Steam Deck built into this, like a Steam Deck-esque kind of thing. Mappable touch buttons that LED with displays, right? So I'm waiting on that to drop. And I want to buy the extender for a few more faders. And so you have this is the extender right here. So if you catch my drift, or if Presonus is listening, man, update your shit, bro. It's 2023. Like this would be so in the dial. I mean, it's just so perfect. I don't know. Let's take a look. Let's look at what it says in the article. Even their little one is good. Like, look, the little one. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. It looks amazing. And I might even get this just because I don't have that much space. But I like the big one. You know me. Pause. And, oh, that's another thing. They're partnered with Harrison in some form or fashion. So Harrison is doing something with their, oh yeah, they got a Harrison control. So if you got the Harrison mix bus, they got a controller for that. Yo, or at least the plugins. It's they just doing things, and I don't see Presonus doing things. I wish they would. I love you, Presonus. I really, and I'm always be forever dedicated to the brand. But god damn, give me something. But let's see. $3. Okay, yeah. Oh, it's an interface and channel thingy. I think it's a channel. I don't know. I gotta read on that. But this is all I know about this right now. USB-C. I don't know. We would have to look more into it, but it's supposed to drop this fall. This fall. But yeah, man, I want this. So this is 1100, and I think this is gonna be like $599, I believe, for the pair. So it's gonna be basically like $2,000 investment. What is the brand? Icon Pro Audio. Wait, is that the old one? Oh yeah, this is the old one. Even the old one has like, come on, dude. Fucking tripping. Presonus just got to catch up with that, man. They do so great with their actual mixers that they left the. I feel like they left their DAW controllers behind a little bit. Yeah, they don't even have the new ones on their page anywhere. See if they got news from NAM. No news from NAM. But they do, like, as you can see, the icon device compatibility update, they do keep us updated. Look, yeah, so Windows, Apple. They don't necessarily say anything about Linux, so you might want to do some research on that, my brother. Dang, they kind of, I think they're trying to keep it low key before they drop in November. But I do believe, let me get back. I do believe that, you know, because of what it is, it's going to be compatible with more than one OS. But yeah. This was like NAM a few years ago, and it still looks good. Still a good thing. I don't know. Maybe I'll buy an old one when the new one comes out. Buy this old one. It's not like the technology is that far dated, but I might miss out on some of the new stuff, of course. But I don't know. Whatever. Whatever. That's what I want. I will clear shit off my desk for that. Yeah, man. Well, I think it's time for me to get off. I'm probably gonna go get a nap and then head to this session. But I appreciate y'all, man. Once again, y'all messing with me again. I'm trying to go live on TikTok soon, so if I get to 1,000 followers ASAP, please rock with me on that. Find me on TikTok.